Hey, good morning, folks. I'm H2, and you're on the F3 channel. Hey, I appreciate you joining me here on the channel today as we continue to talk about things that I think that's important to get you where you want to go. So, hey, have you ever thought to yourself that you are being underpaid and why your employer won't pay you more? And so if you've had that question, or if you feel like that's a valid issue that you have, perhaps I need to ask you a question. That is, what makes you so valuable? And so as I think about that for myself, I just like to offer up some thoughts about that. First of all, there are several things that we need to examine, primarily 4 things, but 3 top things that we need to examine when we're looking at or when we're trying to determine our value. First one is education. And so I'm not talking about a degree necessarily, but education in your particular field. So if you plan to, pursue a particular career or a particular field, you're going to need some specialized education. And that might be in a college, that might be in a tech school, that might be self-study. There's a whole host of different educational options that you could pursue in order to prepare yourself. The second thing we need to examine is our experience. It would be great to start a brand new job, no experience, and the employer give you top pay. But that is not going to happen. So typically, when you go from one job to the next, it should be a building block of experiences, thereby allowing you to leverage that experience and gain greater pay. So experience really tells an employer, a potential employer, your track record. So if you take a look at your track record, is it positive? Does your track record say that you have pursued this particular field with great gusto and that you've done what you were supposed to do in terms of investing in yourself in order to be the best in that field? So if the answer to that is no, or maybe, or kinda, I just ask you to do a little searching there and maybe firm up that particular point. The third thing we need to examine is our unique skills that we bring to the table that no one else have. And so you may be asking yourself, hey, so if you're asking yourself, what kind of special skills do I need? That means you probably don't have them, because if you had those special skills, you know you have those skills and you can articulate that to the employer, thereby making yourself more valuable and consequently getting a higher rate of pay. And then the last thing that we should consider, and probably most important, is our network. So it would be great to look in the newspaper or look online, find a job that we want, and apply to that job and get hired. But there is more to seeking a job than just applying for it. And so really, the people you've heard it said before that it's not what you know, it's who you know. And there is a lot of truth to that in terms of making it easier to get your foot in the door based on who you know. So In the event that you don't know someone, well, then you're going to have to go the traditional route. But don't underestimate the power of networking. All right. So that's my thoughts on that, folks. So if the industry recruiters are not knocking down your door, filling up your voicemail, or clogging up the email server with job offers, then you need to examine those other 4 things in order to position yourself. Lastly, the last thing I want to leave with you is that sitting around and waiting for the opportunity of a lifetime to drop in your lap is not an option. So if you're thinking that, you need to scratch that out of your memory banks, never to return. All right. Hey, hopefully that'll help you. I appreciate you joining me here on this channel. I'm H2 and I'm signing off.